Hi, my name is Denise Dalton, and I'm the Division Chair for Student Services at Lamont High School. I want to take a few moments and go through the course selection process for the class of 2021. As you know, all Lamont High School students take 8 credits each year. For our freshmen, 5.5 credits are generally our required courses for our students, which means that most of our students will have 2.5 credits of electives to choose between now and January 28th. The number of electives that kids get to choose is varying a little bit based on recommendations for courses, perhaps like reading, the Math 1 GB class, or resource or academy. So that might fluctuate a little bit based on your son or daughter's placement. But generally speaking, 2.5 credits are open for our incoming freshmen. If you go to the link, Program of Studies, or the course description guide, either by clicking on this link or by going through the Lamont High School website, you can find out specific descriptions of each course that we offer. Now, 2.5 credits may not sound like a lot of electives. Some of our students who are recommended for reading or the GB math class or resource or academy might feel like they're at a deficit because they're not going to be able to take as many electives as their peers. I assure you, and I assure those kids, that during the sophomore, junior, and senior year, kids have plenty of opportunities to take all the electives that they could possibly want to take. So we do recommend that even though it might not be as entertaining, that they pour a solid foundation into their academics in their freshman year and then build up from there during the sophomore, junior, and senior year. Up on the screen right now is a sample freshman year plan that has our required courses, and it shows the 2.5 credits of electives. But if you go to the sophomore year, students have 3 classes of electives to choose. By the junior year, it's 3.5 credits of electives. And if you look by the senior year, students have 3 required courses and 5 electives. So please, we want to encourage our students to take the courses that are recommended to build the academic support in the freshman year so that the sophomore, junior, and senior year can be a little bit more flexible and give all the experiences that those kids might want to have. Our placement information was determined by the MAP tests as well as the Explore test. If your son or daughter did not take the MAP test at their elementary school, the placement was only based on that Explore test that was taken in November. Our departments that use scores for placement are math, English, science, and social studies. And again, our required courses for our freshmen are English, math, science, geography, 1 semester of PE, 1 semester of health, and 1 semester of business and technology concepts. The question always comes up at this stage of how many AP and honors classes should a student take. Like I said, we offer 4 courses at the honors level for the freshman year, and students do not have to take all honors or no honors. Students can pick and choose which ones are best for them. So I just want to show this quick video.
When your child is enrolled in middle school or high school, there will be a time when you have to make a decision about how many honors or AP classes they should take. And the answer is, it depends. And it really depends on the kid. It depends on the schedule that they have in school and the schedule that they have out of school. What you want to do is look at the big picture. Look at how much homework is this kid going to bring home. An honors class or an advanced placement class usually has significantly more homework and may be harder for the kid to keep up if they also have a very full extracurricular life. The other thing to keep in mind is it's really the kid's choice. And when I say that, I mean you don't want them to overload, so you can put the kibosh on it. But if someone wants to challenge themselves and take the plunge, you want to encourage that because it's usually about a love for that particular class. So my rule of thumb is don't take an honors or AP class unless you really love the subject. And if you feel like you can handle it within the full schedule of looking at what you're doing in school and the other load that you have outside of school. And the final thing to say is don't be swayed by what the colleges say. You can absolutely get into college taking no honors or AP classes, and it may be that if you take too many honors or AP classes, you're going to mess up your GPA, you're going to run into stress and other problems that's going to hurt you in the long run. So don't try to game it based on what the colleges want. Do it based on what your child truly loves and can handle.
So that's Denise Pope. She's a researcher out of Stanford University, and she's founded a group called Challenge Success. The other item that I would suggest that parents take a look at is a book called Where You Go Is Not Who You'll Be by Frank Bruni. And again, it has that same type of message that students have plenty of opportunities for success, regardless of what courses they necessarily take in high school. So it's a great book and a great read. So for the elective options, our students have a variety of options. One is the world languages. Language is not a graduation requirement at Lamont High School, but many colleges require or strongly recommend 2 credits of the same world language for admissions. We are offering American Sign Language this year for the first time, and there are some colleges that will accept American Sign Language as a world language, but not all do. So please take a look. If there's a dream school that your son or daughter is considering, take a look and see if they accept American Sign Language as a world language, but just be advised that Spanish, French, and German are our traditional world language choices. Fine arts, freshman year is a great time to take some of those fine arts courses. Many colleges require a fine arts component for admission. Career and tech ed, we have a variety of courses in business, industrial tech, computers, and family and consumer sciences. And all of those course descriptions can be found in our program of studies. And I had mentioned earlier that we have courses that give support, either a resource class for students with an IEP or a freshman academy course for students who do not have an IEP. The Freshman Academy class it serves 2 purposes. One is to provide the academic support that a student might need if they need additional support in math or in English or in reading. The other part of Freshman Academy is teaching those organizational and time management skills that a lot of our students really lack when they come into the high school level. So if organization is an issue, if self-advocacy is an issue, the Freshman Academy is a great place to build those skills at the freshman year so sophomore, junior, and senior year can go by a little bit more smoothly. If your son or daughter is in band, band takes up a credit and a half of electives. It is offered each day during the fall semester and just during one day during the spring semester. It takes up a credit and a half of electives. So if your son or daughter doesn't have much room for electives, but you still want to participate in the band program, please sit down with the counselor to create a personalized 4-year plan for your son or daughter. There are plenty of ways to get all of the requirements in over the 4 years of high school if students want to participate in band and still have those recommended courses such as reading or the GB math course. So there are a million ways that we can make those things happen for your son or daughter. The next steps for course selection return. We invite all families to come on January 28th between the hours of 9 and noon to Lamont High School and enter through the Performing Arts Center entrance. We are asking parents to bring the course selection form. All of those have been distributed with the elective options chosen. We do ask if you can pick a alternate course as well, just in case. We need proof of residency that you live in District 210, and that information can be found on our school website. We need an original birth certificate. We'll make a copy for the file here at the high school and give the original back to you. We need any remaining demographic forms, and we'd request a copy of the student's most updated immunizations so we can get a head start on putting that information in our computer system before the official freshman year physical comes in August. If you have questions or concerns about placement, Tina Malik will be doing a presentation in the Performing Arts Center starting at 9:30 in the morning on January 28th, and she's going to give some additional information about how we came at our placements, where the cut scores came from, why we made those recommendations. And if at that point you feel like we did not place your child properly, we invite you to come and talk in the Commons to each of the department chairs that are that you want to talk to and talk about the different levels of the courses and where we can agree that your son or daughter should go next year. We have forms that we can fill out on that day, and your son or daughter will go into the class that is agreed upon on that day for next year. If that date is impossible, you can bring the paperwork to Lamont High School anytime between 7:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. before January 31st. We have January 31st as our cutoff date because that will ensure that your son or daughter gets the best opportunity to get their electives that they want. Following that date, we do start creating our master schedule in February. So we know for sure that if students turn in their request by January 31st, they'll have the best opportunity to have their first choice of courses. So that is all of the information that we have for you today. We want our students to have a strong last semester of elementary school before they start with us. We look forward to seeing you on January 28th. And if you have any additional questions, please reach out to your son or daughter's counselor. They are available either through the school email system or by phone at any time. Thanks.